Hello everyone, I'm Lukael, and today we're gonna do a different kind of video. A couple of days ago, Markiplier came out with a video where he ranks all Smash or Pass for every single Pokemon, and then like the same day or the day after, Alpharad also made a video where he ranked every single Pokemon. So I've had Pokemon on my brain, and seeing that video I thought, you know what, that sounds like fun. I feel like ranking every single Pokemon too. You know, like pretty much all the gamers from my generation, we grew up on Pokemon. Like when I was in middle school, that's when Pokemon came out and it was all the rage. Every kid on the playground, we were talking about it, we were playing the games, we were collecting the cards. That's when the anime was on. I remember I would watch the anime religiously. Like one time my parents weren't home, so after school I stopped by my neighbor's place, but they didn't have TV, or they didn't have the channel where Pokemon was playing on, so I broke the rules and I went to my friend's place instead, and my parents were pissed because like I was supposed to be at the neighbors, but I couldn't miss that day's Pokemon episode. It was one of those few episodes that follow up each other, so like it was I think the Hunter episode where Ash was fighting Sabrina, so I couldn't miss that one. I had to know what was gonna happen. So yeah, I collected the cards, I saw the movie with Mewtwo, like I played the Game Boy games, and then when the second generation came, I was in like a dorm at the time in high school, and I used to play that one at the dorm too with my friends. Third generation, I think I played more on emulator, because it was like in that weird period where your parents no longer buy you games, but you don't really make money to buy your own games yet, so yeah, I think I played Emerald on an emulator at the time. Don't tell the cops. And then I think I fell out of it a little bit at that time. I wasn't playing it as much, so there's a few, like I think 4th and 5th generation I'm a little more hazy on. And then I came back for XY, but then like I've kind of lost interest over time in Pokemon, because like I was really disappointed at the lack of innovation. Like I started realizing every single game was basically exactly the same. Like Pokemon is the most popular and successful game franchise in the world. Like it's the one that made the most money, and it doesn't feel that way when you play the games. Like they don't seem to put that much effort into them. That might be a controversial thing to say, but it's what I think. Although recently we got Legends Arceus, and for that one they actually innovated. They they changed the formula a little bit, so I was pleasantly surprised. It still kind of looks dated, but I think it's a step in the right direction. So full disclosure, I'm not like a hardcore Pokemon player. I didn't play the game competitively. I'm more like of a casual guy, so this is what you're getting. But you know what, I was like, let me just get it all out of my system. Just talk about Pokemon for fucking hours, and then like, I'm gonna be done with it. So yeah, why am I making this list? It's 100% because I saw Alpharad make that video, and I felt like doing it. So if you want original content, this is not the channel for you. I don't have a single original bone in my body. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna rank every single Pokemon. It's probably gonna take me like hours, so I don't know if it's gonna release all in one video. I might have to cut it in multiple parts, but and it's not like objectively, it's not based on like their skills or their moves in the game. It's totally just like subjectively of my own tastes. So alright, so let's explain our rankings first of all. And again, I'm gonna take inspiration from Alpharad's video, so alright, so first thing, all the alt forms I'm not gonna rank, because there's so many, and they're the same Pokemon, just looking different. So I'm not counting those. We're just gonna put them all in unranked. So like this one, like this one, and this one. I'm just gonna put all of this shit in unranked. Minotaur is just gonna be I feel nothing. That's a Pokemon I look at and I'm like, I don't feel positively, I don't feel negatively. I just look at it and I feel literally nothing. So I think that's gonna be a lot of them, honestly, especially the later ones. Then below I feel nothing, it's like, it's not great. Like I don't feel nothing, I feel a little negative about it. I feel like it's not great. Under that, we're just gonna have bad. That's a design that's just a bad Pokemon. Like it's not good. Below bad, we're gonna have does not deserve any rights, which again is taken straight from the Alpharad video. This is a Pokemon it's worse than bad. Like it's offensive. It makes me sick to look at. I don't want it to exist. There's not gonna be a lot in there, okay? This is for a select few that just are fucking terrible. So above I feel nothing, we're gonna have, it's pretty okay, I guess. Like, I don't feel nothing. I think it's pretty okay. Like, it's alright. It's not great, but it's okay. Above, it's pretty okay. We're gonna have awesome. These are the ones that like I'm positive about. I think it's a great design. I'm gonna have feel nothing, and then 3 ranks of bad, and then 3 ranks of good above that. So it's okay, I guess. And then awesome, and then for the tippity top, we're gonna have peak Pokemon at the very top. Alright, so these are my rankings. Let's get started. So we're starting with Bulbasaur. Everyone's favorite. I think everyone kind of loves Bulbasaur. He's a really popular one. And he's just a little boy. He's a cute like little dinosaur thing. He's got the bulb. Everyone loves Bulbasaur. I think it's a really great starter. The first generation had really good starters. But of course, a lot of it is kind of the nostalgia plays into a lot of these starters too. But I think Bulbasaur is legitimately a great design. I think we're gonna put Bulbasaur in awesome. He's not quite a peak Pokemon, you know? There's still room for growth. Get it? He's up there, I think. And also, I'm probably gonna move some of these over time. So, and we got Ivysaur. People are kind of torn on Ivysaur. He just kind of looks the same. I think it's kind of weird how he gains like an inside of his ear that the first one doesn't have. It's just the bulb became a flower, and he's got like little teeth now. It's basically the same. I think Ivysaur's pretty sick. He's also in Smash, which doesn't really... His presence in Smash doesn't really affect my rating for him, I think. Bulbasaur is like the OG, but I do like Ivysaur a lot. It's gonna be really hard. I'm not really usually that great at ranking things, so I don't know why I'm putting myself through this. Ivysaur's a really difficult one. I think maybe I need like another positive rank between it's okay and awesome. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna steal another thing from Alpharad. I'm just gonna add a friend. A friend tier. Friends. And then peak. I think, yeah. Bulbasaur, definitely a friend. And then Ivysaur, I think, is awesome. Then we got Venusaur. Another really... I mean, Venusaur! Venusaur is another really popular one. I never really jived with Venusaur. Like, something about the lazy eyes kinda makes me uncomfortable. Also, in Pokemon Stadium, he had like this weird thing where his eyes were always like shut red, which kind of freaked me out. But he makes a lot of sense, like as an evolution. Also, Solar Beam is really sick. Yeah, I've never been crazy on Venusaur, but he makes sense, so I'm gonna go... It's okay, I guess. I feel like already this is really controversial. But this is my list, so if you want to make your own list, go ahead. Venusaur is okay, I guess. I do think this evolution line kind of gets worse and worse over time, but that's just me. Charmander. I think Charmander was my favorite as a child out of the starters because I thought Charmeleon was really cool, and I was always more in the fire thing. Like by now, he's kind of a simple, he's just like a little dinosaur with a flame, but it's like, it's so iconic. Is Charmander better than Bulbasaur? I remember Charmander had this thing where like if the flame on his tail goes out, he just dies, which is really fucking raw. That would happen so easily, like you would just throw some water at him and he'd just die? Like, what the fuck's up with that? I think maybe that was just like an urban legend or like a mistranslation. I think the thing is the flame burns more brightly if he's like really healthy, and if he gets weaker then it burns like less bright. That would make more sense. Because it's pretty hardcore if you just put out the flame and he's dead. Alright, so Charmander, I think Charmander is definitely a friend, but he's not as original of a design as Bulbasaur. A little more generic, so I'm gonna put... Charmeleon's pretty sick though. Ah man, this is gonna be so hard. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this. Thing with the 3 first starters, like this is how Pokemon started. Like this is how it all began. So they're so iconic by now, and they've been like in fucking everything. A lot of people are into Charmander, I think, because of Charizard, because like they're really into Charizard, and like so he's like a stepping stone. I'm gonna say that about a lot of them. You know, Charmander, he's cute and shit, but I think he's not quite a friend. He's awesome, but that's about it. Charmeleon. I fucking loved Charmeleon as a kid because in the anime he was like this tsundere kind of rough character that like wouldn't listen to Ash, and I thought that was so like funny. I like that he was like this stubborn kind of brat. He was like a little brat of a character. But overall, he's just kind of... he's a little generic. He's just Charmander with like a horn and darker skin, which is weird because then he reverts back to the orange for Charizard, so it's like, why is Charmeleon red? I will put him just below Charmander. I think he's cooler than Ivysaur, but Charmander definitely more iconic. And then Charizard. Charizard, like, he's one of the most popular Pokemon of all time. He's in fucking everything. He's in Smash multiple times. He was like in the anime, the movies. Like, Ash's Charizard was a really interesting character because he just wouldn't listen. Like, there was this whole arc about like him not trusting him, and I thought that was really interesting in the anime at least. He's just like a dragon, but he is pretty sick. Like, it's a basic design, but the fact that you could have a starter that just turns into a fucking dragon is pretty cool. I can't remember if you could fly on Charizard. I feel like you couldn't in the first few games. I might be wrong about this. I know he's really popular and he's pretty cool, but over time, like, I'm not really that high on Charizard anymore. He is cool. I would put him... I think he's a friend. I would put him under Bulbasaur. I like Charizard more than Bulbasaur. I'm just now realizing just how long this list is gonna take because I'm taking multiple minutes per Pokemon. It's gonna get faster as we go along. These first ones are like kind of... they're so important, you know? I'm gonna move this stuff later anyways, so for now I think I'm good with this. Yeah. Then Squirtle. Squirtle's a really good starter. He's just a little guy. He's just a little turtle. A little blue turtle. But like there's so much spunk to him. They drew him like with so much personality. But he's not as original as like a Bulbasaur. Do I rank him the lowest of all the starters? I do love Squirtle. Like, I wouldn't put him low. I think he's like just behind Charmander. Yeah. And it's not because I don't like Squirtle. I think he's great. Especially the one with like the sunglasses, and everyone loved that. It's a turtle, you know? It's just a turtle. Then you get Wartortle, which like no one really seems to give a shit about Wartortle. Also, I'm sorry if I massacre the pronunciation of a lot of these characters. Wartortle, which apparently lives 10,000 years according to the Pokédex. Like, wouldn't it turn into a Blastoise before then? I don't really feel that much when I look at Wartortle. I wouldn't say I feel nothing. I think he's cool. I will put him... it's okay, I guess. He's not as cool as Venusaur. I'm gonna put him below. Yeah. Then Blastoise. Another really popular one that I was never really that high on. Here's the thing, and it's gonna come up a lot in my rankings. My idea of a good Pokemon is like something that would occur in nature. Like, they're animals, you know? So all the Pokemon that feel like they're man-made or that they have like some weird human aspect to them, I'm not really as high on. With Blastoise, like, the concept is really cool, but like, how the fuck does that work? Like, how does a turtle have fucking cannons in its shell? But it is a sick concept. So, and it's at a time where they were just kind of doing whatever, so I can forgive it. And like, he just looks cool. He's got like the ears for some reason. He's like a giant tank turtle, which is really cool. I think Blastoise... is he cooler than Squirtle? Let me think about that. He's more original. I think, you know what? Blastoise, he's not quite a friend, because I've never really liked him that much, but he's pretty fucking awesome. I think that describes him best. Yeah. Alright, now that we've got the starters sorted, I think it's gonna go a little faster. We've got Caterpie. He's just a tiny dude. He's a little caterpillar, but like they took like this cutest kind of caterpillar you can have, and like he's meant as like this basic one that you encounter really early in your adventure. Like, it's very inoffensive, very like unthreatening. It's just a little... I think he's pretty adorable. I feel positive about him, but it's just a caterpillar. He's okay, I guess. Then you get Metapod. Metapod is funny. Like, he's a funny one. Like, why is he why is he shaped like that? I don't know about you, but I always saw him like he had a nose, but I think he's actually supposed to be like on the other side, and like this thing is his face. I don't know. He's just a cocoon. He gets harder and harder, which led to some funny battles where like you both just harden forever. But he's just a cocoon. Put Metapod right here. Then you get Butterfree. He's cute. He's like a really cute, adorable butterfly. Really good early Pokemon to get in your adventure. He's got the big eyes. Butterfree's he's a really good design. I think I would put him... I like Butterfree. Do I like him more than Blastoise? It's not that clever. It's a butterfly. I think I would put him behind Blastoise. Then Weedle. Weedle is just kind of basic, yeah? A little caterpillar with a horn. I don't really feel anything about Weedle. He's just there, yeah? He's just kind of there. I mean, he's cute. I guess he's cute. He's definitely behind Caterpie. I wouldn't say I feel nothing about Weedle. He is cute, so... yeah, he's okay, I guess. Kakuna. Kakuna is like the cooler Metapod, you know? He's not as funny, but he does look cool. As a child, I remember thinking Kakuna was cool. But he's just a stepping stone. He's not like as memorable as Metapod. He's okay, I guess. Then, we got Beedrill. Dude, Mega Beedrill is fucking awesome. It looks like so dangerous. I almost wish like Mega Beedrill was an evolution and not just like a Mega Evolution. But for now, we're just gonna put him unranked. Beedrill's pretty sick. How big is he? Like a 3 foot... Holy shit. Like a 3 foot tall bee with giant stingers? That's scary. It is kind of weird that he only has 4 legs. Giant bee. He's very iconic. I think I would put him right there. He's awesome. Beedrill's awesome. Then you get Pidgey. Just a bird. Very inoffensive bird. Pidgey, like, it fills its role well. He's like a really basic bird that you find early in the adventure that leads to a really cooler Pokemon later, but I don't really feel anything about Pidgey. He's just there. It's just Pidgey. Pidgeotto though, I really loved as a kid. I think as a kid I even loved him more than... I think it was just the anime effect, because he was in the anime. I think I loved him even more than Pidgeot for a while. Pidgeotto's pretty fucking cool. Oh, he's more than okay. You know what, maybe I put Venusaur too low. I think he's not as cool as the starters. I would put him there. I think maybe Venusaur's a little too low. You know what, maybe I was harsh on Venusaur. He is cooler than Ivysaur. Maybe I was too high on Ivysaur. Can get Pidgeot. He's not really all that different from Pidgeotto. He's just a bigger bird. But as a kid, the idea that you could like ride on a giant bird was so cool. He's got like the black markings and like the long hair for some reason. Pidgeot's pretty cool. I definitely like Pidgeot more than Blastoise. Would I call him a friend? Yeah. There's so many more that come later though, of this same type. I think Pidgeot deserves to be a friend. Yeah. Then you got... oh, also this list for some reason doesn't have Raticate. It only has like the Galarian Raticate. Rattata. He's a little rat. He's just another just kind of vermin, just basic like filler Pokemon. He's purple, which is cool, I guess. Rattata is like the definition of it's okay, I guess. I think Rattata is just gonna gatekeep it's okay, because he's just... that's what he is, he's okay, I guess. And then Raticate, I don't have like his default. Oh, sorry, it's Alolan Raticate, not Galarian. But we're gonna rank this one as if it's regular Raticate. I remember as a kid I hated Raticate. I didn't like him. He looks kind of scary. He's got the big like teeth and he looks angry. And I don't know, I'm not big on Raticate. I don't feel nothing. Like I kind of dislike him. Because like rats are cute, you know? In real life, rats are pretty cute. But this one's like, they made him scary and kind of ugly. I think Raticate's not great. And it rhymes, so you know I'm right. Then we got Spearow. Spearow has always kind of been a weird one to me. Like, something about his design is kind of weird. I don't know, pink's a weird choice. I've never been really high on Spearow. You would just kind of be looking for a Pidgey to evolve, and then you just find a Spearow instead. You're like, eh. But he's not like a bad one. Is Spearow better or worse than Rattata? I don't really feel anything about that. I do love birds. It's not because they're birds. I don't know. He's a little more unique than Pidgey. But I don't feel much about him, so... And you got Fearow. He's another one where, as a kid, I remember I didn't like Fearow at all. He's just... There's something kind of ugly about him. I'm sorry to say. Please don't tell him. But you know, over time, I think he serves his purpose. I don't know. The Raticate and Fearow kind of came in pair to me. They were like these two ugly ones that I didn't like. I'm gonna put Fearow over Raticate, but he's not great. He's like, who wants a Fearow over like a Pidgeot? Nobody. Then you got Ekkens Snake backwards. It's a snake. It's an okay snake design for a Pokemon. He's always got his eyes like really wide open, which is kind of what snakes are like in real life. I know he's also got like the rattlesnake tail, but I don't remember it ever like using the rattle tail. He's okay. I don't think he's awesome. I think he's okay. I really have to think about this. I don't really feel that strongly about Ekkens. He's okay. It's a snake. But then you get Arbok. Arbok, which is in every way the cooler Ekkens. Everyone always kind of loved Arbok, and he's pretty cool. Arbok is cool. He's definitely awesome. I think right here is a good spot for Arbok. I guess I liked Venusaur more than I thought. It's still not like the craziest design, but it's alright. Holy shit, dude! We're at Pikachu. Also, this is gonna be such a long video, holy shit. Pikachu, I mean... It feels kind of cheating to put Pikachu in peak Pokemon just because he's the mascot, but he is like literally peak Pokemon, you know? Alpharad made a Pikachu tier and just put Pikachu and Eevee in there, which I thought was really funny. And I don't want to just do the same thing, but he's not like peak for me, but he's a friend. He's like a really great mascot. I think Pikachu can sit at the very top for now. I just respect the design, you know? I do miss Fat Pikachu. Like, Fat Pikachu was better, but he's like a pop culture phenomenon. Everyone in the world knows Pikachu, so you gotta respect it. I think he deserves to be at the top of friends. But then, you get Raichu. And Raichu, I fucking love. This is gonna be our first peak Pokemon, because like, ever since I was a kid, I fucking loved Raichu. He's just like so cool. I love the color change, and like he gains so many like fun details. He's got like the darker paws, the little white belly, cheek turns yellow, and like the Thunderbolt tail is so cool. The first one you see Ash fight in the anime was also really cool. Like, he looks like a tough little bastard, but he's also so cute. I always have him in my teams, even to this day. Then Sandshrew. Sandshrew is also a great design. Sandshrew is a friend. I think this is a good spot for Sandshrew. I have to be faster on some of these, because I'm going to be here forever. And Sandslash. Sandslash is like the cool one, but I don't know, he's not quite as memorable as Sandshrew. He's like pretty awesome. I think right here's... I didn't realize Venusaur would be such a gatekeeper, but I think this is a good spot for Sandslash. Then you got the Nidoran, male, female, which was really weird. Like, it's interesting because later in the series they wouldn't separate the male and female Pokemon, they would just kind of give them different looks. But for this one they made them separate ones, which is kind of weird. I honestly don't feel anything about the Nidoran line. They can both just go in there. I just don't really feel anything. They're not bad, but they're not like amazing either. And then you got Nidorina and Nidorino, which they start being a little more unique, which is cool. I wouldn't say they're amazing. Nidorino can go like right here. Yeah, it's a good spot. And then Nidoqueen and Nidoking. I've never really felt that strongly about them, but I have to admit they're pretty cool design. Like when you think Pokemon, I kind of think Nidoking. I think maybe it's because their sprite was reused a lot in the earlier games for like just generic Pokemon, but they are pretty cool. It's kind of weird that they gave like Nidoqueen boob plate. It's like, get it? She's a girl. Nidoking's pretty cool. He's like really menacing. I'm not that high on him though. I think I'll sit him right here, and then Nidoqueen will go... Nidoqueen goes lower just because she has boobs, which is weird. Clefairy. Clefairy's a really good one. I'm not really that high on Clefable. Clefable feels really redundant because he's literally just a bigger Clefairy. Like there's not really that much different about him. I'm not... You know what? Clefable is not great. He's not bad, but he's not great. It's just the same one. He's really redundant, in my opinion. Like, at least these ones are unique. I'm putting him here. Never a big fan of this one. Clefairy, however, he's a really good one. He's like adorable, very unique. Clefairy's a friend. I'm just gonna put him like right behind. Like, I love the little Clefairy minigame in Pokemon Stadium, and like he was the one who had Metronome, which I always thought was really... Metronome was such a cool move early on because it allowed you to see moves that like you'd never seen before. I always love Metronome, especially like in the Stadium games. So I'm gonna put Clefairy all the way up there. And then Vulpix. Vulpix is great, really cute. And a Alolan Vulpix is great. Like, it's even better than the original. I'm not gonna rank it, but like a white, the white really, it's chef's kiss. There's something really iconic about Clefairy to me, so I'll put this one just behind Clefairy. And then Ninetales, awesome. He's another awesome one. Ninetales, like, again, Venusaur is the gatekeeper, but I think Ninetales is awesome. He belongs in there. Jigglypuff. Oh. Jigglypuff, another one that was such a character in the anime, and like also in Smash. Jigglypuff feels kind of divisive, you know? I feel like people really either really like Jigglypuff or really hate it. I'm not big on Jigglypuff, but I respect it. He's okay. He's like the definition of okay. I've never really liked him that much, but I do respect it. I'm gonna leave him here for now. And then Wigglytuff. That's another one that just kind of feels redundant. There's a lot of Pokemon where like they're all stepping stones to their higher evolution, and some of them were clearly like outshined by their basic form, and Wigglytuff is definitely one of them. Honestly, I feel nothing about Wigglytuff. I wouldn't say he's bad. Well, I don't know, I said that Clefable was bad. I think it's because I really like Clefairy, and I think he works so perfectly as is, so the fact that they gave him another form to me was like, eh. Jigglypuff I'm not that attached to, so his higher form is also just kinda, eh. I feel nothing about it. Then you get Zubat. If you played the earlier game, Zubat was a pain in the ass because like when you would explore the caves, he was always popping up every second, which was really annoying. As he stands on his own, he's just a little bad. I honestly don't really feel anything about Zubat. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's bad either. I would put him like at the front of I feel nothing. Golbat though? Golbat is funny. Like, I think it's a funny design. The idea of a big gaping mouth like that in real life would be horrifying, but because it's always just like drawn full black, it doesn't really matter. I will say the idea of a giant bat sucking your blood, it's pretty horrifying, especially because Golbat is 5 feet tall. Holy shit. Golbat's like... He's just a funny guy. Because he's funny, I want to put him like higher. Definitely higher than... I think right here. Yeah. Oddish. He's not really odd, he's odd-ish. such a simple design, but very cute. Oddish is okay. He's another one that's just like, I'm not negative on him. He's okay. It's pretty cute. Wow. I like Oddish more than I thought. I would put him at the front of he's okay. You know what? Maybe I like Oddish more than I thought. I think maybe I would put him in awesome. I think I'll just leave him here. Then you have Gloom, which, again, as a kid, I didn't like the ugly Pokemon. With the drool was kind of like not unsettling, but like unpleasant to look at. I don't know. Gloom is like the weird middle child because like Oddish is really cute and happy, and then Vial Plume is also really happy, and Gloom was just like, why are you such a bummer in your mid form? Just because I don't like looking at it doesn't mean it's a bad design. He's okay. I think right here above Weedle is perfect for Gloom. And then Vial Plume. Vial Plume is pretty popular, but I can't say I feel that strongly about it. He's based on like these giant stinky flowers, which I think is pretty cool. He always reminds me of that Mario Party minigame where you... because his head looks exactly like those platforms that would sink in the water, and like he had to get on the right one. Vial Plume... he's pretty okay. Do I like Vial Plume more than Oddish? I definitely like him more than Jigglypuff. It's really interesting to ask myself how I feel about a lot of these Pokemon for the first time. This is a fun exercise. You know what? I think I'd put Vial Plume right here. Then Paras. Paras and Parasect. It's a fun idea. It's like a little crab thing that has... it's a grass type, so he's got mushrooms on it. But then it's fucking horrifying because they're like cordyceps. They're like the mushrooms that take control of bugs. So it's a clever design, but it's kind of horrifying that his eyes just go blank and he's like mind controlled as Paras or Parasect. His first form is cute. It's like a good design for a Pokemon. I think I would put him here. And then Parasect creeps me out. But he makes sense as the evolution. He's just kind of sad. He's okay. I don't really like looking at him. You know, I'm gonna put him at the bottom of the okay list. Like, I respect it makes sense as a design, but I don't like him that much. I can't say I feel nothing, but you got Venonat. Venonat pisses me off because it's so obviously supposed to be the first form of Butterfree. And like Venomoth is so obviously supposed to be like, I guess, Caterpie? Yeah. But as a standalone, he's really cute. It's nothing like amazing, but... you know what? I'm not that high on Venonat. He's cute, but he's just kind of a little furry ball. You can go right here behind Kakuna. Venomoth does look cool. I've noticed that a lot of these Pokemon have the 3 horns. Like a lot of them have that design. It's always been kind of the poor man's like Butterfree. Or like the edgy Butterfree because he's not cute, he's just like an actual bug. And Venomoth's okay. He's about as okay as his first form. Don't really feel that strongly about him. Then we get Diglett. You got Diglett with hair, which is so stupid, but it's also really funny. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if the hair is based like on a cultural Hawaiian thing or something. I don't want to call it stupid, but it's pretty funny. I'm gonna rank those though. I'm gonna rank the original. A lot of alt forms down here. Diglett, the only thing with him was always like, oh, what does he look like underneath? And no one knows, and that's always been such a stupid thing. Like, you could just pluck him out of the ground and check. Like, the idea that no one would have done that in the world is so stupid. It's an iconic Pokemon. He's okay. I think I'd put him right here. Yeah. Dugtrio, I'm not really a fan of the trope of like a bunch of Pokemons getting together and suddenly it becomes a new Pokemon. Like, what sense does that make? I don't think he's a great design. I'm not really a fan, honestly. Like, I don't really feel It's not that it's bad. I could put him in just I feel nothing, but like I don't like the idea of multiple Pokemon forming a new species. Like, how does that work? Which is why I'm putting him here, like just at the top. You can go at the top. You got Meowth. Meowth, you have to look at the species and not like, because in the anime he could talk, which makes him more of a character than like a Pokemon. I've always wondered how I would feel if Meowth had a nose. I never really liked that he didn't have a nose, and I remember it was even a plot point in one of the episodes where like he was like, oh, I can't smell you because I don't have a nose, which was really funny. But he's cool. He's based on like the little, what are they called? Maneki Neko? Which is a fun idea, like they went with the theme of a cat and coins. I think Meowth. When am I gonna stop? Right here. Yep, that's a great spot for Meowth. And then Persian? Persian is just like a more generic Meowth. He does look pretty cool though. I remember as a kid always thinking like, I wish I had a Persian because it's like a giant cat. But I can't think of a lot of people who would just go around with a Persian on their team because he's just like a normal type. So I don't feel that strongly about Persian anymore. I think he's okay. You know, Weedle is the gatekeeper for what's okay. Like, Diglett's pretty iconic. Yeah, I think Persian, this is a great spot for him. Psyduck. If you know me, you know that ducks are my favorite animal. So you think like I would really love Psyduck, but I don't really like him that much. But he was a funny character on the show, and like as a concept, he's pretty funny. He's like this poor, unfortunate guy, like is always in pain, which is kind of horrible when you think about it. I just don't like when ducks are yellow. Because like, you know, like the little rubber ducky thing, that's like, ducks aren't yellow, they're white. Like they're yellow when they're ducklings, but he's a good one. A psychic duck Pokemon. I wonder who thought of that. I think I would put him like pretty much along with Meowth. He's not quite as... He has an endearing visual design. I think I'll put him here. And then Golduck as a kid, I really liked. He's like a Kappa monster. I remember his sprite in a lot of the games was really funny because he looked like he had just kind of a fat back, which was funny. I think Golduck's fucking cool. I really like Golduck. Also, I think in this show he was like the first Pokemon I saw do a Hyper Beam, and I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. I think I would put him pretty high. He's on the cusp of being like peak Pokemon. I think there's a time I would have definitely put him in peak Pokemon, and maybe I will later, but for now I think I would put him like really high. Then you get Mankey. Monkey. I don't know how I feel about Mankey and Primeape, because it's another one that I feel a little redundant. Like I feel like they kind of should have just picked one. Either it's this one or just this one. Because it's still like the same but more ripped. He's like an angry little monkey. Which when you just say it like that, it's really funny. With like a little pig nose. That's so cute. I would put him... I think he can stay here and fuck with Psyduck. But then Primeape is not as cute. He gains bracelets for some reason. He's always got the big vein bulging. The concept of him I can go with, but he's not like... I don't really like him, but I can't say he's just bad. You know what I mean? But I also don't feel nothing about him. He's like in this weird place where I don't like him, but I can't say he's bad. I would say he's okay. I think I'm gonna put him at the very bottom of okay. Growlithe and Arcanine. Alright, for the longest time, when people would ask me what my favorite Pokemon was, it was Arcanine. And the reason for that is like 100% based on his appearance in Pokemon Stadium. Because like, he just had this air of majesty about him that I thought was so cool. Like when you used him in Pokemon Stadium, he would just stand like really proudly. And like, there was wind in his tail and hair. And I was like, that's so cool, he's so majestic. I have a lot of memories with these Pokemon because like they're the first generation, but it's gonna be a lot faster for the later generations where some of them I'm gonna see almost for the first time. So Growlithe, he's a fire dog, which is very cool. I would say he's definitely a friend. He's often paired with Vulpix, and I like Growlithe better just because he leads to Arcanine, but like I think Vulpix is more unique. I would put Growlithe right here. But then Arcanine, my boy, he's gotta be peak Pokemon for me. And that's totally biased. I mean, this whole list is nothing but bias, but yeah, I gotta put Arcanine at the very... I like Raichu more. Yeah, I'm leaving Arcanine at the very top. Then we got Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Poliwrath. Talk about like another one that's kind of redundant. Like, there's so little difference between these two that it's kind of pointless. I think this one turns into fighting water, which is like, what are you so angry about? But just this one as a standalone, he's cute. It's a little tadpole. It's not like the most groundbreaking thing, but he serves his purpose. With like a swirl on it for some reason. I'll put him above Diglett. Then Poliwhirl, it's like, okay, the tadpole now has legs and feet instead of being a frog, which they would address later. I honestly don't feel anything about Poliwhirl. It's just like some blue... He looks like an early Atari character. I don't know why. Just because the gloves and yeah. I don't feel anything about Poliwhirl at all. Like, I'm ranking all of these, but consider the feel nothing kind of unranked. I'm not really putting them in any particular order, because I just feel nothing. Poliwrath, though, I think he's bad. Like, not as a standalone, but just because there's so little difference. It's just, they just drew his eyes different. That's it. He's like angrier. I think I would even say he's bad. I think that might be the first bad. Maybe I'm being harsh, but like, it's one or the other. Like, either this one goes there or this one, but I don't know. Why are you so angry about this one? Does well. He's water fighting. This one's just water. No, I stand by it. There's something about Poliwrath I just don't like. Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. What a great naming convention. At least the first two, but even the last one. One of like the very few psychic Pokemon early on. I don't think there were a lot of choices. He gains the... I don't know what is it about the... Like, who started the spoon thing? Because there was the spoon bending in the Matrix, but that was after this. So where did the spoon bending thing come from, I wonder? And then it's funny that the Mega Alakazam is like all the spoons. I don't know what kind of creature is supposed to be. Abra, like, he's just kind of a gimmick Pokemon, because like his whole thing was like he will teleport as soon as you saw him, but it set him apart, at least. It was pretty unique, and I think it's a really cute design. Reminds me a lot of the Keaton mask in Majora's Mask. I would say Abra is pretty high. It's pretty high. He's a really good one. But right behind Blastoise. Kadabra, he's pretty cool. I don't like him as much as Abra, I think. This is another one where people really usually mostly care about Alakazam, which in the original really sucked because you couldn't get it until you traded with another player, which was like impossible for a lot of us. So for a lot of people, like, Kadabra was the best you got. I like the big poofy tail. I think that's cool. I'll put him right here. Then Alakazam was like one of the strongest ones you could get. I remember in Stadium he was really strong because he was really fast. You could like destroy the other team, just do a sweep. What I really don't like about Alakazam is that he loses the tail. I don't know why they removed the tail on him, because I think he would look cool still if they did like a different thing. I don't know. I don't like that he loses the tail. To me that makes him lower for some reason. Alakazam is okay. He's got two spoons now. To me, he's honestly just like a less cool Kadabra. Here. Yeah. For the reasons I explained. I think out of context this list might look a little weird, but because you guys are listening to me, you understand my reasoning, hopefully. Alright, now we got fucking Machop, Machoke, and Machamp. I'm just gonna say it, I don't like these ones at all because they're too human-like. He's wearing underwear! Is the underwear part of his body? Like, see, that's the thing with me and like the ones that don't look like they could occur in nature, and they're at the top of it. Like, I know a lot of people want to fuck Pokemon, and that's like a whole other fucking can of worms, but like you could legitimately just fuck a Machoke, because it's like a guy, it's like a human person, almost. And Machop's got like the little rib cage showing. I don't know why. I guess they wanted to make him look like skinny fat. I think Machop is not great. Like, he's the least bad of all these because at least he's not wearing underwear. Machoke, I think, is bad. Machamp is cooler because at least he's got like multiple arms, so it's like, oh, that's cool. He's like even stronger. He's like Goro from Mortal Kombat, you know? But he's also still wearing underwear. Just for the extra arms, I guess he's a little higher, but he's still not great. I don't like the underwear. Then you have Bellsprout. There's something really funny about Bellsprout. He just looks so clueless. He's just like always like doing a little dance. He's really funny. I feel like Weepinbell is kind of pointless mid-evolution. I feel like you could have jumped straight from Bellsprout because it's like a type of plant, right? And then it becomes the other type of plant, like the big, I forget what it's called, but you know what I mean. You could have just jumped straight from there to there, honestly. But let's go with Bellsprout for now. He's got like his little root legs. I think it would put him above Oddish. He's a little more unique. Yeah. And then Weepinbell. He's okay. He just kind of sounds like. I feel like I remember him sounding like kind of like a dumbass. It could have been just 2 steps. So I would say it doesn't make him bad per se. He's okay. I think I'll put him at the very bottom of he's okay. And then Victory Bell. Is it meant to be like a victory bell? Is that the pun here? I'm not high on him, but I get what he's based on and it makes sense. He's like a natural evolution, so he's alright. Keeps going up. Keeps going up. Right here. It stops at Venonat. Holy shit, we still have like 800 more, 800 to go. This is the #1 Pokemon right here. You're the #1 Pokemon to me. I had to take a little snack. But let's keep going. We still have so many to go. It's gonna go a lot faster when we get to the next generation. Alright, we got Tentacool and Tentacrew. I honestly don't really feel much about Tentacool. He's really just there. Like, I almost want to create a category, I forgot you existed. Which I feel is like a little below. I feel nothing. It's like, not only do I feel nothing about you, I forgot you even existed. I don't think he's bad. I really feel nothing about Tentacool. But then Tentacrew, the one who caused 9/11. The thing with Tentacrew is because of that the fucking anime. I used to think he was massive, which I thought was really cool. He was like this giant, like squid jellyfish thing. But it turns out they're not actually that big. There was just this one. He's like 5 feet. Yeah. Just a big jellyfish. He looks cool. He's got like a cool design. He's got kind of that Frieza upper head thing going on. Tentacrew, I would say he's awesome. He's like on the lower ends of awesome. I guess he's a good one to put at the very end there. Geodude, Graveler, Golem. I don't feel like they quite stuck the landing on this evolution line. You look at Geodude, it's like, alright, Graveler, alright, that makes sense. And then Golem's like, really? Like, he doesn't look the same species. He gets like this kind of lizard-like head. We're missing an evolution step here, you know? Geodude as his own, he's just kind of basic. It's a head with arms. He's okay. He's pretty memorable. Nothing behind Diglett. Then Graveler, he's just a bigger Geodude. If I'm honest, I don't really feel anything about Graveler, but I think he makes sense as an evolution, so he's gonna be just on the cusp of I feel nothing. You know what? Zubat deserves to be higher. Zubat should be like... Zubat, I would bring all the way up here. But then Golem's like... As a standalone, I think he would make sense, but as an evolution to Graveler, I don't think he really makes sense. So like, do I judge him as a standalone design, or do I judge him as an evolution of Graveler? In both cases, I'm gonna be honest, I think he's not great. I think, yeah, I would put him right here. Then we have Ponyta. What an adorable Pokemon. And I think it's really interesting what they did with the... Is this a Alolan version? Galarian. Keep getting them wrong. I think it's pretty interesting what they did with the Galarian version, where it turns fairy and has like this like cotton candy looking tail and mane. But we're not ranking these ones. We're ranking the OGs. It's a little pony on fire. What's not to like about that? I would go as far as to say he's a friend. Yeah, I would put him right there. Ponyta is a great Pokemon. Then Rapidash. It's not very different. It's like a bigger horse, and he's got a horn at least. It's like faster. The idea that you can only ride it without being burned if he trusts you is pretty cool. I would say Rapidash is pretty awesome. You know what? You can hang out with Ninetales. Then we got Slowpoke and Slowbro. Everyone loves Slowpoke. He's like the funny meme Pokemon. Yeah, Slowpoke is great. He's like a dewy looking, like a lovable idiot. Very unique looking. Slowpoke is a friend. Yep, I think right there. And then I always thought Slowbro was weird because, like, why does the cloister change its appearance so much? Guest starring Picaro. I think it's funny, like, oh, he put his tail in the water and then a shelter bit on it. But then why does it look so different? And then they gave him so many, like, other forms. I guess because he's pretty popular. But Slowbro on its own, I don't think has all that much reason to exist. He's okay. I think I would put him right there. Then Magnemite and Magneton. This is where we have to approach this with my rule that should it be something that can occur in nature? Obviously not in this case. But it is like the older ones. And you could buy that maybe like pieces of junk would assemble together and I don't know. I'm trying to justify it and I can't really do it. I think Magnemite is okay. You can hang out here with Zubat in the okay section. And then Magneton, again, you can... Well, here's the thing. Magneton makes more sense than Dugtrio because they're magnets, so it makes sense that they would attract to each other. And like mechanical parts also joining together makes more sense. But I'm still not a fan. I think he needs to hang out here with Dugtrio. They're like very similar. We got Farfetch'd. I don't think about very often. I feel like we don't really think about him a lot. I think he was really rare as a kid. He was like a version exclusive, if I'm not wrong. He fights with a leak, which is funny. He's like a funny Pokemon. I guess he's also kind of a duck. I've never considered him one though. Yeah, he's called a wild duck Pokemon. I'll be honest, I never really considered him a duck. There's something about Farfetch, I don't know, he looks like he commits tax evasion, you know? But the leak is funny. The funniness brings him up. I think it stops at Arbok. Yeah. For now. I'm gonna put him there for now. Then the Doduo and Dodrio. It's like an interesting idea. He's got multiple heads. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel much about Doduo. I don't have much of an opinion on him. Kinda, I just wanna put him right here. Like an upper, I feel nothing. It's a bird with two heads. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about that. Dodrio, however, he has a lot more personality. He's drawn like a lot more expressive. I think maybe like, yeah, I think right behind Alakazam. Then we got Seal and Dugong. Seal's just like supposed to be like this adorable little seal. It's very inoffensive. He does exactly what he's supposed to do. I think he's okay. There's nothing very special about him. I think right here. And then Dugong. Dugong is a little more memorable. Like, he's just like a beautiful animal if it existed, you know? He's also strongly associated, like he was one of the only ones in the first generation who could have Ice Beam, which was cool. Dugong can be a little higher. I think right here. Yep. Grimer and Muck. What a weird Pokemon to rank. Because he's just sludge. I think Alolan versions of Muck and Grimer is a fucking atrocity. They're gross, but I don't know how to explain it other than like they serve a purpose, I think. I think Grimer is okay. And Muck too. They're a little redundant because they're very, very similar. I guess he's just like a bigger mass of gross sludge. We'll go like here. And then Muck. They're kind of the same. They can stick together because they're just kind of the same. They're both okay. Shelder. This is another one fairly basic, inoffensive design. He's like a little shell guy, which is fine. It's okay. He's like the Weedle of water types. I think I'll put him right here. You know, I think I was hard on Parasect. It's a pretty creative idea. I want to Parasect up here. And then Cloyster, like a vagina-looking motherfucker. It's cool. It's like a bigger shell. He's got like this really smug look to him. I don't know why. They give him like this fucking Gengar face. I don't know if I should rank him higher or lower than Shelder. You know, here's what bothers me about it. It's meant to be like this shell that can't be destroyed, but it's not designed like it would close right. You know what, I'm just gonna stick them together, because they're just kind of one and the same to me. They're on the lower end, they're okay, I don't feel that much about them. The ghost types now. Generation 1 ghost types. What a great evolution line. They're all like different, unique, but they still feel like a natural evolution. I'm gonna rank these pretty high. So get Ghastly, like a wisp. He starts pretty like, he's just a big face. I think he's pretty awesome. He's not that high. I think I'll put him like just above, yeah, just here, I think. And then Hunter. Hunter is great. Hunter is a friend for sure. Does he go higher than Growlithe? I think he stops about here. He's great though, that's a good design. He goes from just a floating head, then he gains the hands, and then finally the full body. And Gengar is really popular. They put him in so many things, and he is really, really good. I think... I wonder if I put Bulbasaur too high. Gengar above Charizard? Gengar is kind of getting in this territory where he's getting like a little overrated, like he's showing up a little too often, you know, but so does Charizard, so... Now, am I judging my own thoughts on Gengar, or am I ranking him how I think people would think about him? So, because sometimes it's a little hard to separate how you feel about something and how like everyone else feels about something, because it definitely influences us. How do I feel about Gengar? I think he's just above Charizard for me. And maybe even, you know what, I think Golduck, oh shit, you know what? I think Gengar is pretty much up there at the top. Then we got Onix, giant ass rock snake. It's pretty cool. I would say here. Yeah. Then Drowsy and Hypno. I think it's cool how Drowsy looks like a tapir. Tapir? Is that how you say it? Then Hypno. Weird evolution to the tapir. You turn like into this... something untrustworthy about Hypno, you know? You wouldn't let him like babysit your kids. Drowsy, he's like on the low end of awesome. He's like... actually, he's okay. He's not that great. I can't say I've thought about Drowsy very often in my life. Oh shit, keeps going down. You know what? Here for Drowsy. But then Hypno. I don't know, I'm not really sure what they were going for here. Like with Drowsy you get it, you know, it's a tapir. With this one, I'm not sure what the fuck is going on. He just kinda looks like a little creep. I don't want to say as far as to say Hypno's not great. Sorry to all of you Hypno fans out there. We're almost seeing the end of Gen 1, holy shit. Alright, Crabby and Kingler. Crabby, I think he's a funny guy. He's a funny little dude. He's fucking tiny too. He's like one of the smaller ones. He's just a little crab. I think Crabby's fucking great. Can sit right behind Charmeleon there. Then Kingler, just a bigger crab. He makes sense as an evolution, but they could have almost just stuck with the small one, you know? He's got this weird thing going on where one claw's bigger than the other. He's okay, I guess. He's the very definition of okay, I guess. I like him better than Graveler. Better than these two. Better than Primate. Oh, it keeps going up. Yeah, you can sit there. Voltorb Electrode. Not big on these. Here's the thing. They made sense in the original Game Boy game because like their whole gimmick is just the items in the game would be shaped like Pokeballs, and then sometimes you would check the item and it would turn into a Voltorb instead. That's their only reason to exist. Otherwise, they don't make any sense at all. They even look exactly the same, just switched. They both explode. Like they're very redundant. It really could have been just one of these two, not both. If I had to choose, I think they should have put like Electrode's face on Voltorb's, because it's shaped like a Pokeball. But then this one he's got like this weird, very anime, smug face. But overall, they made sense in the Game Boy game. I would say Electrode's pretty bad, and Voltorb not great. I would put him at the top just because I get what they were going for. It made sense in the game, but now... fucking Execute. I don't like Execute. What? I don't... Here's the thing. There are split eggs, right? So what happens if you just take the eggs apart? Like if you take one, you just leave over there, you give one to... Is it still an Execute? Like, shouldn't... What are the individual eggs? Like, what are they? Do you need to have like 6 of them to make an Execute? What the fuck? Plus, they're not even eggs, they're like seeds, because it's a fucking grass type. Like, everything about this Pokemon seems made to piss me off. I'm like, why does this one look so smug? What are you so smug about? I don't like it. He's not like offensive, like I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve any rights. But he's bad. I'm gonna put you above the underwear wearing. Yeah. He's bad. Executor, though, funny. Especially this one, the really tall one, that's fucking funny. Because he's just like a palm tree. But a default Executor, like at least it looks like a plant type, you know? It's like a grass type and you can tell. He's okay. If I was to rank his... Here's the thing, I'm gonna make an exception. I'm gonna rank this one because it's really fun. If I'm ranking this one, I would say... If I'm ranking this one, I would say... Here. If we're talking default Executor, he would go somewhere in... Okay. Cubone. Another very popular one, I think. I feel like I hear a lot about Cubone. It's just a cool design, you know? It's got like this skull head, and it's like... I'm a little confused by the lore, though. Because it's said that the Cubone has lost its mom. But like, it's like, okay, so do they all have to lose their moms? Like... Do all Cubone mothers just die inevitably? The lore is a little confusing, but the design slaps, so... You know what, Cubone, he's a friend. I would say... Growlite's my gatekeeper. I'm gonna put it here. Cubone's really good. And then Marowak. Is Marowak the mother that dies? Like... The lore of Cubone really confuses me. He's just a bigger Cubone. It doesn't really add much to the concept. It's kind of just the same thing, just not as cute. So Marowak... Oh. I'm just gonna keep going until... I think, yeah. He stops at... I didn't really put Nidorino this high. And Caterpie? Right here. How about that? Yeah? Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. Another weird pair. Again, they're too human looking. Not human, but like, I don't know what they are. But they certainly don't look like something that would occur in nature, especially not Hitmonchan. I mean, it's pretty unique looking, I'll give it that much. It's like a Pokemon that kicks, but he's got like no mouth. It's just a weird looking creature. I'm not a big fan of it. But like, I can buy it existing a little more than the other one. I'm putting him like at the bottom of it's okay. Then Hitmonchan, I don't get it. I don't get what they were going for with this. I mean, I guess he's based like on a... Obviously he's based on a boxer, maybe like an existing one, but... Like, I get it, it's a boxer, but... I don't like Pokemon that looks like they wear clothes, because like, how does that work? I think he's bad. I would put him right there. We're almost done with first generation, holy shit. Alright, Lickitung. You know what, Lickitung, it works. Like, I look at it, I'm like, you know what, I get what they're going for, and it works. They went like, okay, it's all about licking, like big tongue, like the color scheme, everything works, so... Lickitung can go like here. Here. Yeah. And then coughing and wheezing. I will say the fucking Galarian wheezing, that's funny. Like, it makes no sense. It's so obviously like It makes no fucking sense. Like, you know what it's a reference to, and like, it would never occur in nature, but it's so funny. But I think they're good designs. I don't like that they have like the drawing on them, because that's very artificial looking. But otherwise, just as a concept, pretty awesome. Can go right there. And honestly, he's another one where the evolution makes sense, but they're so similar that I feel like they can kind of stick together. Yeah. And honestly, I don't feel that strongly about them, but I think they earned their spot. I think they deserve their spot. Rhyhorn and Raiden. These are pretty cool. Like, it almost feels like something that would really exist in the real world, like some kind of big animal that's fully plated like armor. I like Rhyhorn a lot. I would say Rhyhorn, like, you can tell they made an effort with that one, yeah? Right here. And then Raiden. I would keep them pretty close to each other. Is that cheating? Well, I'm doing it, so. It's not because I think they're similar, I think it's because they're both equally as valuable. Like, you can tell effort went into each of their design, and it doesn't feel like a very natural evolution that much. Like, they kind of seem like two completely different, like, Raiden almost feels like an evolution of a Nidoking, because they have very similar shapes. I think I'm happy with that. Alright, we're in the home stretch here. Chansey. Here's the thing. I totally get what they were going for with Chansey, and I think it works fine. But I think I think Chansey kind of lost their purpose when they introduced Blissey, because Blissey is like the same concept, just executed a little better. So Chansey, maybe like here. It's okay. I think Blissey is much better design for what it represents. Tangela. Funny little noodle guy. You know what? I was expecting to put a lot more Pokemon in I feel nothing, but I think that's gonna come later. Tangela is okay. I don't feel that strongly about it, but I think it earns its place. It earns its place, but there also doesn't seem to have been that much effort put in. Right here. And then Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan. Alpharad said having children is cringe, which I thought was really funny. It's like a kangaroo, but it's like a reptile. It's a pretty cool concept. I think Kangaskhan can go right here. And then Horsey and Seadra. I don't feel like Seadra adds really that much to that evolution line. Like Horsey, you get it, it's a cute little seahorse. And then Seadra is like a meaner seahorse. But like, this one has its own. It's good. It feels a very similar purpose as Crabby, you know? I think I'm gonna put it with Crabby. But then Seadra. Why are you so angry? Seadra I would put in the I forgot you existed category. Like, no one's favorite Pokemon is Seadra, you know what I mean? I don't know if I would say it's not great, because like, it's a fine design. I just don't really feel anything about it. It's better than Hitmonlee. I think just here. It's a bigger Horsey. Goldeen and Seeking. I'm gonna be honest. I think Seeking is the most forgettable Pokemon of all time. If I had to make I Forgot You Exist category, it would be like Seeking front and center. Who the fuck thinks about Seeking ever? I don't know what exactly it is about him. I guess it's because we're so used to seeing Goldeen everywhere in like Smash and like everything. Goldeen it does really piss me off how they put her in Smash as like the Magikarp. Like they should have put Magikarp in Smash, but instead they put Goldeen, which never made any sense to me. But as a standalone, it's fine. It's a fish with a horn. She's okay. Can put her like here. But then Seeking. It's not that it's bad, but it's just so forgettable. It's just a fish. I feel nothing for Seeking. Staryu, Starmie. I kind of would have liked them to pick just one. And like just pick and choose. It's one or this one. Because like they just plastered two on top of each other. And it's like, okay, it's a new one now. I mean, they're fine. Staryu. I thought it was really funny how he's always like, huh, huh. Like, who decided to give that voice to a fucking starfish? Staryu's okay. It's pretty cool. It's a starfish. I guess it's a cool idea. Put him higher than I thought. Put him here. And then Starmie, I'm gonna give them like a pass. I'm gonna rank them together, but I do find them a little redundant. Mr. Mime. Alright. I was never really a big fan of Mr. Mime, but the Detective Pikachu movie made things so much worse. Like seeing it rendered realistically was so gross. And like they gave his shoulder like this dodgeball looking texture, and I'm not saying, I don't know what texture it should have been. Like they just shouldn't have rendered it realistically. I didn't want to see that. Like Mr. Mime, it's so human looking. It's like, ugh. Like if you saw Mr. Mime hanging around a school, you'd probably call the police, you know? I get the concept, it's a mime. And it does have cool movesets that were like related to the mime thing. But I don't know if Mr. Mime deserves rights. You know, I think I'm gonna have to drop him in here. I really don't like this guy. Looks like a sex offender. I'm sorry to all the Mr. Mime fans, but that's how we gotta cut it here. Speaking of cutting, Scyther. Everyone loved fucking Scyther when I was a kid. He was like one of the cool ones, you know? And I thought he was pretty cool. I think Scyther... See, he also has like the 3 horns. A lot of Pokemon have this kind of shape to them. Scyther, how much do I really love Scyther in this day and age? In the year of our Lord. He's up there, but he's not like that high. I think here would be a good spot for him. I think, yeah, that's perfect. Just behind Ninetales. Alright, then we have... I hate Jinx. I've always hated Jinx. Even before they turn her skin purple instead of black. It's bad even if you take out like the racist undertones. It's just always been a bad design. I've always hated it. I don't want Jinx to have any rights. No hesitation there on my part. Electabuzz. I'm torn on this one. I think the potential was there for a cool Pokemon, but I don't like the execution. I can't quite explain why. There's just something I don't like about it. I wouldn't say I hate it. I would just say it's like not great. I'm sorry, I think maybe people love Electabuzz, but I was never a big fan. He's high on not great, like he's borderline, but I still don't think he's great. And then Magmar, you look at that face and you tell me you'd want him to babysit your kids? I don't think so. I just don't understand what they were going for here. It's like the weird beak, like a duck, but then it's also got like... It's such a weird design. He's got the same tail as Charmander. He's got like bracelets. It's a very strange look. I would go as far as to say it's bad. I don't like Magmar. It just feels like a collage of other Pokemons put together, you know? It's like they ran out of ideas. It's like they had to make another fire type and they're like, well, we're kind of out of ideas now, so let's just kind of do whatever. Like the butt, forehead and shit. I don't know what's going on with Magmar, but I don't like it, so bite me. Pinsir. I feel like Pinsir's role kind of gets filled by Heracross later on. Not too crazy about it. Pinsir. I guess he's okay. I wouldn't say I'm negative on it. I'm putting him higher than I thought, actually. Yeah, right here, yeah. Parasect the Gatekeeper. Tauros. It's just a bowl. Literally just a bowl. I mean, I think it needs to exist. I get why it exists. You could have done something a little more creative with it. It's alright. I don't really feel anything about Tauros. Like, it's just a bowl. I think he goes in I feel nothing. Magikarp. An icon. What more can you say? This is like pretty peak Pokemon. It's a Pokemon with a long history. I mean, you could say just a fish, and you'd be right. But he's always such like the butt of jokes. Because like they made him so weak on purpose. It's really a gimmick Pokemon when you think about it. They made him like really weak on purpose so that he evolves into like this giant dragon. Something so iconic about him. You can come hang out with Psyduck and Mankey. And then Gyarados. This is another very... I'm noticing I'm just calling all of Gen 1 iconic. It's because they've been around for fucking 20 plus years, you know? It's been such a part of our lives. Gyarados looks pretty sick. Always has, and still does. It's hard not to rank him pretty high. I would go as far as like... here? I think he deserves to be pretty high. Gyarados is a sick dude. Lapras. Another one that's like just a beautiful Pokemon, you know? It's a cool idea. It's basically like a Loch Ness monster, Plesiosaurus kind of thing. But they made her like very elegant and like, it's cool with me. Plus she's blue, which is nice. Color of the sea. I think Lapras is a friend. Wouldn't you agree? If you don't, please leave a comment. If you disagree with any of this, which you're guaranteed to, leave a comment. Tell me why I'm wrong. Please drive up my engagement. I think Lapras can gatekeep the friend zone. That sounds weird when I say it. Ditto. I get the gimmick. The gimmick makes a lot of sense and it should be a Pokemon. And if it has to be one, it makes sense that it would look like that. That doesn't mean I like it. Ditto is like, it is what it is, you know? It's a gimmick Pokemon. It fills its role. It's Ditto. I'm digging inside myself to find something to say about Ditto and I don't really have nothing. Eevee. Like, Eevee is getting up here in the Pikachu territory when it comes to like being a mascot for this fucking franchise. He's like everywhere now. They've gone a little overboard with Eevee, but if you forget all of that and just look at the design itself, it's good. You know, it's good. I think Eevee, you know, if you forget like, oh, he's overrated or they put him everywhere, like I think Eevee deserves to be a friend. And also because, am I putting him too high? Because he's got some great evolutions that will come here in friends. As he stands alone, he is a little basic, but it's on purpose, you know? It's by design. How about here? I think that's pretty fair. That's pretty high, you know? He's pretty high. And then we got the first three evolutions. Evolutions. Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Vaporeon, peak Pokemon. I've always liked this one the best. I think it's cool with the tail and shit. I think I've been hearing that people are getting a little horny for this Pokemon, which I do not like and I don't understand, but I forget that, just look at it. I like it. It's blue. It's got like the big fin around the neck. Wonderful design. Like you imagine water evolution, perfect. Peak Pokemon. Jolteon, I feel like more could have been done with. When you think like electric Eevee, it's like, oh, it's spiky. Like that's it. And I'm not saying they should all be like really detailed or nothing, but I feel like a little more could have been done with it. I think maybe Jolteon, I mean, he's not bad. I feel like maybe I'm gonna put too many Pokemon in the okay section, but that's kind of how I feel about him. Maybe here? I think he's fine there. And then Flareon. A lot of people don't like Flareon at all, and for me it's kind of the same problem as Jolteon's. Like they could have, it feels like they could have done more with the concept, but it's not bad. Honestly, I feel the same way about him as I feel about Jolteon, so I'm just gonna put them together. They're kind of the same to me. Like Vaporeon, fucking home run. And then the other two are like, okay. Then Porygon. Porygon, which is like a digital Pokemon, which I don't know how that works. Especially because this predates the internet. Like if he's virtual, how do you use him in battle and stuff? Like, here's the thing with Porygon, I don't understand how it exists. And because of that, I'm not gonna rank it very high. The Pokédex even explains that it's a man-made Pokemon, which, however, I think its evolution line is pretty clever, because it gets like smoother. Like at first it's all blocky, like polygons, and then it becomes smooth. Like I think that's pretty clever. But Porygon as a whole, a virtual man-made Pokemon, it's not bad, but it's not great. I'll put him here. And then Omanite, Omastar, Kabuto, Kabutops, I get the evolution, makes sense. These two, it's the same as they're exactly the same as Horsey and Seadra. It's the same Pokemon, just a little meaner, but like that doesn't make him more interesting. So I think wherever I put Horsey is exactly where I'm gonna put this guy. Actually lower, because Horsey is cute, this one's not. However, the idea of like reviving a fossil to get it was cool. Put on like low end of awesome. This one, it's not great. It's just Ammonite, but looking meaner. I don't see much of a point to it. Could be like higher ends, not great. Then Kabuto, Kabutops, much better because they look very different. Kabuto, I would say, is definitely higher than this one. Although, I don't know, they can hang together, I think. Both, like, they're similar, the concept is cool. It's like based on a little shellfish. Kabutops looks pretty sick. Like it's exactly the same size as a Scyther, but the silhouette of the head and everything, like it's very distinct. Maybe here? Yeah? He's like higher than the first form. Aerodactyl. It's very cool. I don't really have a lot to say about this one, but I just think he's cool. I would say he's like on the higher end of awesome. It's like a prehistoric Pokemon, which is a cool idea. I'm probably gonna have said cool like 500 times in this video. If you wanna have fun trying counting them. You know what? Behind Scyther. Yep. Snorlax. Snorlax, another icon that they've used in so many things, but it's because it's such a striking design. So memorable. Snorlax has to be a friend. It's like the giant sleeping Pokemon. Like it started kind of as in the Game Boy game, it was more of a gimmick because he would just block the road. But ever since, there's been so many funny things, like the sprite that gets up over time, and like the giant red-eyed Snorlax from Legends Arceus. There's so much funny things you can do with Snorlax, so he's got to be pretty high. I don't know, there's something just so fun about Snorlax. I'm gonna put him like all the way up here. That's pretty high. That's much higher than I thought I would put Snorlax, but... Alright, now we're in the legendaries. Finally. Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. When I was a kid, I liked Zapdos the most because he looked really cool in 3D in Stadium. Since then, I would say probably Articuno is my favorite. They're all pretty similar though. At least, not similar, but legendary Pokemon confuse me a little bit because like the idea is that there's only one in the world. So whenever you caught one of the games, I'm like, is that it? Are we done with this species now? Like, how does that work? Like, do they just spawn? Are they infinite? Like, do they not reproduce? Like, how the fuck does that work? But whatever, it's a game. Articuno, I would say he's a friend. Another one with the 3 horns, you see? So many of them. I think can be there as friends. Moltres, I don't know, there's something about Moltres that I just never really cared that much about. There's something really funny to me about putting the legendary Firebird between like a seahorse and a crab. I'm gonna just leave him here. And then Zapdos. I think Zapdos deserves to be a little higher than Moltres because it's a more unique design. I think here. Then Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. I'm surprised I remember all of these names because it's been a long time, but it's interesting because he's a really simple design. It's like a snake, like a little dragon snake. But Dragonair is so, there's something so cool about him, so like something so elegant. I don't know what it is because it's just basically like a snake, but like between the little wings and it does feel like a weird evolution that it goes from that to that. I think out of the 3, Dragonair would be my favorite. Maybe like here for Dragonair. Dratini is cute. He's good. He's pretty awesome. You can sit like here with Charmeleon. And then Dragonite. I don't know, Dragonite was like that really high level Pokemon that you had to grind forever to get because like Dratini was rare and then you had to gain so many levels to get it. Big Dragon. I also found it really weird how they gave Dragonite the exact same color scheme as Charizard, like orange and the green wings. I think Dragonite is pretty cool. I think we need more people in friends, so let's have Dragonite in friends for now. And then Mewtwo. Mewtwo's a weird one to rank because we first saw Mewtwo in the movie, and because he could talk, he feels a lot more like a character than a Pokemon, you know? He's like a person. Then they put him in everything. He was in the movie, he was in Smash. When I was young, Mewtwo was like the coolest shit I'd ever seen. Like, especially when he's got the armor and like he was so powerful, like he would just destroy everything just by looking at it. I was like, holy shit, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, I would draw him all the time. And then it's been like 20 years of looking at this guy and it still slaps. It's still pretty cool. I think Mewtwo's a friend. I think he deserves to hang out with these. I think maybe I put Golduck a little too high. I think maybe you need to take a few steps back, buddy. Alright, but Mewtwo. Better than Charizard. Damn, Bulbasaur is really high. Why did I put Bulbasaur so high again? I'm gonna take a few steps back with Bulbasaur. Mewtwo's gotta be up there. He's fucking Mewtwo, you know? Which leaves just Mew. Which is Mew, like if you've seen the movie, he was just kind of like a little troublemaker. A little shit, just causing problems on purpose. I'll say, for what he is, I feel like Celebi kind of fulfills Mew's role better as like this really rare, mystical Pokemon. I don't think Mew's bad. I think maybe somewhere around here is where I would put Mew. Maybe here? I wouldn't put him that high. Alright, so that's the first 151 Pokemon done. There's still all of these left. Oh my god. It's gonna go a lot faster from now on because a lot of these I'm not that familiar with. Like, I know the 2nd generation pretty well. I know the 3rd one. And then the 4th one is where I start to be a little hazy on it. 5th one too. Then I came back like around this time. And thankfully they didn't keep adding 150 every generation. Like they kind of slowed down, but okay, so yeah, I'm gonna pause here for now. Like, I'm definitely gonna rank all of them. That's a promise. However, that video would be 8 hours long if I did that, so I'm gonna cut here for now. I hope you enjoy this. I don't know if anyone will watch this video. I just felt like talking about Pokemon for hours and just kind of emptying my brain and saying everything I think about these, and I just wanted to get it all out of my system. I think it's always funny and interesting to listen to people trying to rank things, and everyone's got an opinion, so I hope this was entertaining. I hope at least you had fun watching this, and that you catch me in the next video where we are gonna continue ranking every single Pokemon. See y'all.